Hello and good morning, my lovely ladies. I wanted to share with you what I'm calling my white flower journal. This is actually the first journal I've ever made in my life. So it is, I think, pretty basic, but I think it turned out really nice. Let me know what you think. So again, it's my first journal I ever made in my life, so I hope you like it. The image, the cover from this journal is from this book that I got at a library book sale. It's called Flowers of the World by Frances Perry. And it's this book, huge book, filled with beautiful flowery images. And can you believe it? I got this for $1 at the library book sale. You know, I've already torn out a lot of pages from the book, but maybe I should do a flip through of this book. It's such a wonderful book. Again, $1 at the library book sale, and that's $1 Canadian, so that's like 70 cents US. So I got so inspired by the images there that I made a couple of journals already from the book, but this was the first journal I've ever made in my life. So, you know, pretty basic. I hope you like it. So this is the front cover. And then this is the back cover. So as my first journal, I thought I'd go very neutral on the page, on the cover page. So it's mainly white with hints of, you know, a bit of green from the leaves and brown from the stem. So I thought that was just a really pretty image. For the inside of the journal, I thought I'd go with one of my favorite colors, which is pink. My favorite color is blue, but pink also is a favorite color. So I just was inspired by these pink flowers from the same book. And I thought it made the first page and the inner cover like a wow factor for the journal, right? From going from a neutral cover and then you open it up and it's like, wow, all that beautiful, lovely pink images. So then for this page, which is the other side of this beautiful page, there was a lot of text in it. So I thought, okay, how do I maybe show a bit of text, but not so much? So I came upon the idea of doing a vellum pocket, a double vellum pocket. So there's a pocket here and a pocket here. But then when you just do vellum, you can still see the text. So I attached some doily in it. So like I said, my first journal, my first attempt, and I'm finding out that it's hard to glue on vellum and it's kind of wrinkled there, but I think it adds a bit of really a nice effect with the wrinkling. But if you don't want it to wrinkle, glue is not the best for vellum, I'm finding out. So what I did here is I stitched around it, the vellum, so that it attached to the page, because I found that just using glue did not make the vellum stick. So that's what I did there. I'm learning a lot in this process. And, you know, I love this image from the book, and I attached it to cardstock so you can have a journaling spot there, and put a bit of lace trim, and I'm sticking it in here, which covers a little bit more text on this page. Some vellum over some 6x6 paper. What I did here was I stitched up 2 of the same 6x6 paper so it could wrap around the signature. And I think the white and the pink in the 6x6 paper worked really well with the journal. So I left a lot of blank pages for writing, and this was from a notebook that with a lot of leftover pages. And I felt that the size just fit into that 6x6 page, so I attached it there. You could journal. And I left a lot of writing pages in this journal for a couple of reasons. The main reason being is I have a number of notebooks, not a number, but a few notebooks where I didn't use up all the pages in the notebook, so I didn't want to waste it. And so I'm using up those pages in making these journals. So this is some very white dot grid pages, some vellum with some lace trim. I just love vellum, so let's just do this. I love the feel of it, and I love the sound that it makes. And I love the look of it against a page. Even a plain white page, it just adds so much to that page. So you can even write here, and then it could kind of cover the page a bit so you don't see the writing in that very stark way. So you can kind of like let it fade in the background, the writing, that would be, I think, a wonderful effect. So that's why I put the vellum in between the pages. And then I've got this vintage stationery with this beautiful flowers on the edge. Isn't that cute? And you know, leftover notebook pages from a different notebook with the deckled edge there. It's so beautiful. This is just a plain one, plain page with no dot grid in it. And more beautiful images from the book. This one I loved, and I made it into a journaling card. I put it in here to cover the text. And I just love this purple flower here. So basically, like I said, I stuck with a very neutral cover, but with a lot of color within the pages. This is an envelope that I got in the mail. So it was just sitting in my stash of stuff. So I thought it would go well with this journal. So I just added bits of ephemera on it and inside the envelope. What do I have in here? Yeah. So you can write in the back, add more pages. There's room for more bits of ephemera. You can still have enough room to write on the actual envelope. So definitely there's a lot of writing spots within this journal. It's not overly decorated. And again, more of these writing pages that from notebooks that I didn't use 100%. Vellum, writing pages. So for the writing pages, you know, it gives the user flexibility to write, because I love to write, and I think a lot of people would like to use their journals for writing. But at the same time, you can add your own ephemera to it later on and decorate it in your own way. So whoever receives this book has a lot of room to add photos, ephemera, decorated envelopes in it. So for example, I was just going to embark on this project. I've got this napkin here, and I was watching a lot of YouTubers use napkin for many different ways. But what I was going to do with it was add it onto plain envelopes, right? The napkin on these plain envelopes, and I was going to Mod Podge the napkin over, and then I wanted to use it. You can attach it to a page, a blank page like this, use it as a flip out, or just Mod Podge the napkin onto cardstock and make journaling tags. And these are the kinds of things that you could do as a project and add it to these empty pages. So I thought, you know, being my first journal, it's kind of bare, but I could add more ephemera on it later on. And this is vintage music paper from someone gifted me, or not gifted, but gave me her old music books. These are, I think, printed in the 1930s, 1940s maybe. And look at those aged patina. It's so aged. I mean, compare it to this cream page, right? It's much darker than that. And I mean, compare it to the white page. But this is true aging of the music page. It's so delicate and beautiful and lovely. And I wanted the music notes to stand out. So I decorated it slightly with this envelope doily, so that it's decorated, but you can still see the music notes, and the music page is still, I think, the highlight of this particular page. So in this envelope doily, I did insert a bit of ephemera in it. Oh, that's really cute, like pink ephemera in there. And then on the other side of the music page, I decorated it with a smaller doily with an envelope or a vellum pocket. Originally, I wanted the vellum pocket there because you can still see the music pages underneath. But I ended up sticking some beautiful ephemera in the pocket. I think they're just such lovely ephemera. You could journal in the back of the tag, a secret journaling spot. And then there's more of these beautiful vellum and empty notebook pages. Different ones. You know what? Utilize what you've got. I've got both white and cream. It all works, right? And big doily. This is another envelope that I got in the mail. with the same vintage stationery. I got a couple of vintage stationeries here. Let me show you. So I have this vintage stationery with that cute image on the corner. And then I've got this other vintage stationery that says, "Roses and friends differ only in name, for the joy they give are one and the same." Oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, it's so cute and lovely. I mean, you can't go wrong with a beautiful phrase like that, right? I mean, really, some people may think it's cheesy, but I think it's just lovely, lovely words. And I added more ephemera. I love this. And you can journal in the back. It's a recreation of a seed packet, a vintage seed packet. And this is the other side of that envelope that's open in here and open on this side as well. And you can see the vintage stationery peeking out. The center page. Isn't that beautiful? Pink rose right here. It says pink rose, and this is a pink rose. Oh, wait, there's a lot more detail here. There's violets here, the yellow rose here, the pink rose. There's carnation somewhere in here. Lavender, yes, indeed, right here. Lilac, and a wallflower. I love the combination of the pink, mainly with hits of purple, lavender, and yellow and green. So beautiful. This center page is from one of my favorite books at the moment, favorite flower books. And you may all be familiar with this book. It's called England is a Garden by Catherine Hamilton. And I love the book so much and the pages in the book that I've been using the pages from this book as center pages in my journals. Just beautiful. Isn't this beautiful? And because I've used a full signature from the book, it's way too wide for this journal. But I didn't want to cut it out because I think that the pages from this book are very, very precious. So what I've just done is I've just, folded it over. Oh, look at that pink flower. So I folded it over so you can still enjoy the full page image of that book, from that book. And without cutting it out, right? Fold it out. See, this was pretty plain. I could have cut that out because it's plain, but there's this beautiful image in the back, right, that I did not want to cut out. The beautiful flower here, another pink rose, I think, and that English countryside image that I really, really love. So I didn't want to cut that, so I just folded it over and paper clipped it. Isn't that beautiful? It's from Seven Oaks in Kent. So beautiful. This is more of that envelope with more of the vintage stationery that I shared with you. It's similar. It's the same vintage stationery. A doily, more writing pages. I love this one with the deckled edge, right? This page with the deckled edge because I like how it, sticks out a bit with the deckled image on the side of the notebook. Lots of writing pages in this journal, and let's just do this again. Empty pages, the other side of the music page, decorated with a doily, vellum pockets, and some beautiful, I mean, look at this ephemera. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful vintage ephemera. The other side of the music page, and I thought this was a cool thing to stick, ephemera to stick on the side of the page. It says, Seltzenbauer piano. So I think it went really well clipped onto this music page. Love this cream dot grid page. Plain page, more vellum with the lace trim. And the other side of that other envelope that I filled with ephemera also inside. What do I have in here? Let's see what I have in here. Oh, these ones. So beautiful. So cute. Journaling spots. And you can stick it here as secret journaling spots. This is another book page with a lot of text. So I covered up the text with this vellum envelopes, and I kind of went OTT on the tags here, on the vintage tags. Let me share that with you. So I wanted to cover the text, so I did the vellum pocket with a lot of tags. Like I said, I went OTT on the tags here. Some beautiful vintage tags in pinks and the muted reds there, and the vintage colors here. I just love the layering of those tags. I think it's just so cute. And also, I wonder why let me take off these tags. So I did a vellum pocket because it would show the image underneath still, but it seems that I decorated it up with more ephemera, so it covers the image a bit, but that's nothing wrong with that. And then this is the back of that page, again covering the text with the vellum pocket to highlight the flowers. I really also like this piece of ephemera where you can journal in the back. I suppose I could ink this to make it more, the front is very vintage looking. Let me just pull out my Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo, and you know what, ink this up a bit because it's looking a bit stark white. It's still white there, but the edges adds a lot of character to it. I think that looks a lot better, doesn't it? And then I'm leaving that blank. I could decorate that, but I'm leaving that blank so the user could put some journaling behind it. More of that cream. Oh, this is a different page with no dot grid. It's just a plain cream page from a spare notebook that I didn't use fully. More of that vintage stationery. Blank pages, vellum. Let's do it again. Yes, yes. Blank page. Oh, and I made this is cute. I made a journaling tag out of a 6x6 paper, cut it in half, rounded the edges, put a hole on it, and added this peach sari silk that I got on Etsy. And again, what I want to do with this, it just looks a bit too white as I look at it now. Like I said, this is the first journal I've ever made, and I think my experience with making journals and ephemera has evolved over the last couple months. And now I'm looking at this, this looks a bit too plain and white. So let me just do that. It looks a lot better, doesn't it, with the inking on the side. I still love this image though, so I'll stick it back in there. This is the other side of that 6x6 paper that I stitched together to make it 12x6, right? Or a little less than 12 by, I cut a bit, so it's about 10x6 now to fit in the journal. And this is another lovely book page. I think this is the last page. I love the images, but there was a lot of text, so I covered it up with this cute mini envelope. Oh, I stuck some stuff in there. Bits of ephemera. Little bike, little butterfly, some lovely ladies. And I just stuck it into this little cute envelope to cover the text. And the last page in the back is again to cover the text. Put this little envelope. Ooh, I love it when there's I haven't looked at this journal in a while. And look at all the loveliness and cuteness that I've stuck in this envelope. So cute. A little surprise, right? It's always nice to get a little surprise, so it flips up and down. And then I put in the vellum pocket again to cover the text by putting ephemera in it. And what do I have in here? I've got these bits of ephemera in it to cover the text. So cute. So that is the last page, and this is the back cover. Isn't that lovely with the pink, the bright pink, the greens, and the purple? As I mentioned, the front and back cover of the journal is fairly neutral, but the inside has a lot of strong pops of pink, purple, greens, and yellows. And I just love the way that turned out. This is the back cover. So like I said, this is the first handmade journal that I've ever made, inspired by a couple books that I shared with you. And I know it's pretty basic, but I had so much joy putting it together, and I hope that you found some joy in watching me flip through this. I hope you like it, and I hope you like my channel. Like and subscribe, and see you all later. Bye for now.